Well, it's about midday on the 1st of June 2024 and I thought I'd have a look up in Coombe Bottom here in Ventnor on the south coast of the Isle of Wight. So I'm going to go down this way on Ocean View Road to Old Station Road. Get away from the noise a bit, which would be nice. There's Old Station Road, the old, now an industrial estate where the trains used to come out to Ventnor Station. So there's a kind of a northerly or northwesterly breeze today, so it's going to be a bit blowy up here, I think. But hopefully it'll be okay. It's still not sunny and kind of still enough for me to go to the Needles and do a video. Just be too windy up there. I want to do a video when it's nice and calm and when all the butterflies will be out on the wing. It's kind of prime time now for some of the blues, some of the other chalk down and butterflies, but I'm going to wait until there's less wind. Out of the breeze though, it's absolutely beautiful, lovely and warm. Still doesn't feel quite like summer yet. Weather's been very changeable, very breezy, like last year really, like 2013, no 2023. A few speckled wood butterflies about on the wing. You may or may not be able to read that, but pause the video if you do want to read it. And if you can zoom in a little bit. God, it's lovely and it's quite hot just along here. Very sheltered. Bit dappled shade here, which is refreshing. Lovely field rose in flower just ahead of us. Let's see those flowers. Jackdaws are about the only birds I can hear at the moment. So they nest in the crevices down in the kind of the industrial estate below what was the terminus for the railway into Ventnor. The cliff face down there, presumably an old quarry, green sand quarry presumably, where they may have dug out a lot of green sand to build houses in Ventnor. That creates rock faces down there and down off to my right, and that's where the jackdaws are all nesting. probably in the buildings as well. Can't really get much of a view from here down into the industrial estate, but there's a bit of a view there. Just coming into a shady little copse. Sycamore copse, there's a few ash trees in there. Or there were, maybe they've succumbed to ash dieback. And the lower canopy has some hazel. Great little copse this in late autumn for yellow-browed warbler. I've had 3 or 4 in the past, so it's not a huge number, but I'm sure they're more regular in late autumn than we know, because very few people come up here to look. There's some hazel here. It's a very shady canopy from the sycamores. So we're about to come out into the open when I can already tell the wind is quite strong, being funneled down Coombe Bottom. So probably not going to see very much butterfly wise. So I can hear a whitethroat singing. So it's a bit breezy, but look at the rock rose down here. Let's get onto it without casting too much of a shadow. Very beautiful. On an anthill in this case. Don't ask me what this other yellow stuff is. Definitely not a botanist. I did used to do habitat surveys on calcareous grassland, condition assessments with the RSPB and Natural England, or English Nature at the time, but that was a long time ago, and I can't honestly remember how to identify all these more tricky species, so I tend to just enjoy them now. Lots of salad burnet, that's what this stuff is. Don't know if you can see that. That's got my hand on one there. So there's a kind of flower, that's a seed head now, of a salad burnet. Very obvious serrated leaves, if you can see that in my hand. There's a bullfinch calling over there. Heard a few of those the last few videos, bullfinches. Always quite elusive. Looks like we've got some goats ahead of us. So what I'm going to do, because it's so breezy, I'm not going to go up to the top of the downs. Up there at the radar station, which you can see ahead of us, I'm going to cross over onto the north facing bit. So this area here is south facing, which is why it's so superb for butterflies when the breeze does finally drop off and they're not being bashed about. They'll be kind of out around hiding at the moment. Lovely salad bonnet again. Lots of bird's foot trefoil, which tell me in the comments section which of the blue butterflies lay their eggs and on bird's foot trefoil, because I can't remember. Is it common blue? Can't remember what chalk-hill blue does. There's lots of chalk-hill blue here when the conditions are nicer. Yeah, all I'm seeing at the moment in terms of blue butterflies are common blues being bashed about. Haven't seen any chalk-hill or Adonis blues or anything like that. So it's really cool, that breeze out in the where it's exposed like this. It's quite a chilly breeze, so I'm amazed I'm seeing any butterflies, to be honest. There's a common blue down there basking in the sun. They do love these livestock tracks, which would have been oryx tracks back in the day. There's basking spots. So the slight ridges on either side do provide a little bit of a shelter for the butterflies. So they'll certainly be sunning themselves there. So I kind of dropped out onto this lower path into what I gather used to be a rifle range, and see if I can go and say hello to the goats. They won't let me. And then head up that slope just over there and head back down into Ventnor, because it's one thing I really don't enjoy is doing videos when it's windy. I always feel the need to shout at the microphone, which I probably don't need to do. But I don't know, my voice might be being drowned out. I've got the dead cat thingy on, as you can see, but really honestly don't know whether you can hear me very well. Gonna really annoy these goats. They're just chilling out in the sun, doing a bit of a grazing. Not much browsing going on, but lots of ground. There they go. I'm sorry, dudes. I've never had a tick on the Isle of Wight. In fact, I don't really get ticks, but I gather that goats do have lots of ticks. So pretty chilled out, aren't they? This one really doesn't want to get up. Sorry, buddy. Right, just at the top here, I'm going to strike right and head along the north facing slope of the downs. Well, I'm going to go up here a bit so I don't disturb this goat. He's hanging out on the path. I absolutely love the gimbal on this thing, although I confuse it quite a lot, as you will have noticed on some of my videos. Oh, there's pyramidal orchid. Very nice. Being buffeted a bit by the breeze. I think that's pyramidal anyway. Tell me in the comments section. Ooh, excuse me. Lost my train of thought there. Just enjoy the view. So it's just gone midday now. I'm after I've done this, going to head back down into Ventnor Bay, do a bit of writing I think. Managed to get a little bit of writing done this morning, but not much. There's quite a lot of pyramidal orchids along here. Yeah, so with the old YouTube AdSense, as you know, you lot have to put up with adverts on my videos now, so you have to put up with those. The payoff being, from my point of view, that I get a small cut from Google revenue share, so the advertisers obviously pay to put those adverts. They pay Google, who owns YouTube, they pay Google to put adverts on the videos, and I get a cut. It's not actually a small one, I think might be something like 50%, which equates to about £3 a day, where it's dropped below that. It's kind of just under £3 a day. I'm roughly getting, sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes it's a bit less, but it's usually roughly £3 a day at the moment. Trouble is, in order to kind of activate my AdSense account, which is what you need to do within Google, within your Google kind of profile, I need a PIN number, which is sent from I think it's sent from the US, either the US or Ireland, one of the two. It takes up to 3 weeks to arrive, and it didn't arrive, which means I've not been able to activate my account. So they then pause if you don't activate your account quickly enough by using that little PIN number which they've posted, and which didn't arrive in the post. It got lost in the post. If I don't activate it, they kind of pause the monetization. So you'll see the adverts, but I won't get any cut. I don't lose the money. Well, I will do if, I think by about November, if I don't activate the account. But at the moment, I'm not at risk of losing the accumulated funds that have been paid to me via Google AdSense. But I've asked for a new copy of the PIN number to be posted. Hopefully that one will arrive. But that's the third piece of post that hasn't arrived in the last few weeks. So well done, Royal Mail. That's who it comes from. Obviously, I've got a registered address for the vehicle, and that's where the post goes. But it hasn't arrived. Apparently, Royal Mail delivered post to one address for a whole row of houses, a whole street. They just delivered all of those letters for the whole street to one address on that street, luckily. Can you believe they get away with that? It's a quality of service you get. But anyway, I've not been able to activate my Google AdSense account yet. But when I do, all that money will go to, all that £3 a day, which does actually add up over time, will go to buying a drone, which I know not everyone's in favour of drone footage or having drones fly over them, but I think it'll enhance the channel. But I do need to get hold of the Google AdSense cash that's accumulated so far. So we're kind of camera is facing southwest now, so we're walking in roughly a southwesterly direction, and you can see the industrial estate and old station road below that used to be the terminus, the Ventnor railway terminus. So now we've lost Leeson Road. We haven't lost Leeson Road, now it's been temporarily closed. Let's put my optimistic hat on. There's an awful lot more traffic using fewer roads in Ventnor, which is causing all sorts of problems for both people who have to live here and those who have to travel through it. But I reckon there's a really good case for reopening the railway. So the tunnel is still there, still intact. Does have a southern water pipe going through it, but that can be worked around, I'm sure, with the modern day rapid transport type systems that are available, and that will provide a second way to get into Ventnor. Wow, it really is breezy. Hopefully it's not too bad on the microphone. So sorry there wasn't actually much wildlife to see. It will get better as June progresses. Like I say, it's the 1st of June now, so it's still early. Hopefully there's high pressure building, and that should settle down the weather a bit, and the wind should drop off, in theory. With any luck, that will mean the butterflies come out and the flowers begin to stick their flowers above the sward and start to flower. That was a terrible sentence. We shall see. Yeah, do subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Press the like button for this, and if you want to donate to an individual video, you can do so via the thanks button that's next to the like and dislike button, and read the description to the video. Wow. If it wasn't for the breeze, it would be an absolutely stunning day. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Birdwatching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlett's Tea Room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these 2 little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor, and you should find them.